The first song we have is Heaven by Niall Horan, who Sean actually introduced me to on this very podcast, who's definitely like,
Yep.
like a pop crooner type person.
Oh yeah, one of
Yeah.
the directioners.
One of the many directions. And definitely one of the ones that we've been following a little bit more to be able to see that, like, oh no, this artist, even though they kind of came up in a pop band, like a lot of musicians just like come up however the way they're going to come up, and they are able to transcend the stereotypes that surround their traditional art or the traditional way they come up, and to be able to and they have been able to prove themselves as really talented artists. And Niall Horan's definitely one of those. Um, he's got his new track Heaven that just got released. Sean, what are your thoughts?
I thought it was pretty decent. I mean, it's a decent pop track. I mean, he really has solidified the sound that he likes to make. I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a continuation of like Heartbreak Brothers sound. It's a little bit more refined in that way, a little bit stripped back with the production wise, but it's good. It's a decent pop song for what it is. So I think he's be releasing an album later this year, from what I know. So we'll definitely keep you in the loop with that. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It was a really like fun poppy track. Niall Horan has definitely surprised me because yeah, I was not in the demographic. I'm not sure if neither of us were in the demographic for like any of the One Directioners. Like we knew that they existed, but definitely not that they were individually or collectively capable of music that transcends that sort of market that they were seeking. But Heaven by Niall Horan is another continuation in a number of different songs that he has made that really proves the curmudgeons like myself at
Yeah.
least very wrong.
Yeah, well, him and Harry Styles are genuinely good musicians. So,
Absolutely.
like, yeah.
Yeah. And never mind the Grammys kerfuffle that went on with Harry Styles. I think I absolve you of your mediocrity.
I absolve you of your mediocrity. I absolve you. Thank you for my favorite film
I knew you
reference.
would love that. We should definitely do another. We should do again. I want to do like an audio face pivot into doing special episodes about film and TV because like that's something we've been trying to do for a while. As long as it's
These,
like
these,
decently musically related, and I would totally be down to do. I mean, like a Sopranos watch through is too much time. So is The Wire. But like Daniel Day Lewis movies where you have some Johnny Greenwood production, or like even when you don't, when you have like the subject he's
or like
talking
our
about.
straight up Amadeus, like Amadeus. You have, and
Yeah,
then
that does itself.
yeah, exactly. So, there's a lot of films I'd love to do that. So let's do it. I'm down.
Yeah, we'll more on that in at least the second half of this year. Um, when we unleash the other things that we've got excited for y'all. Anyways, next up we also have Glue Song by beabadoobee, another Sean recommendation. This is Sean new singles week, honestly.
I know, right?
Yeah. So yeah, this Glue Song is one of the first Biba Doobie tracks we've heard since her last record, which we both really loved. I mean,
Beatopia. Yeah,
yeah,
Beatopia is
Beatopia. Yeah,
fantastic.
we got Biba Doobie Bossa Nova in that. Like, we got a lot of range from this individual indie artist, and it really made us like. I mean, at least for me, I'll speak for myself. Sean brought up Biba Doobie. He led the Biba Doobie bonus episode that you can check out in the
Yep.
Audioface member archives at join.syndicate23.co to support what we're doing here. But Sean, you brought up Biba Doobie and you've been like really advocating for her as like this is a really smart artist that's like really within the audio face repertoire of who is pushing music forward. And with Beatopia, she definitely did that. But the demanding assholes that we are, we still wanted a little bit more creativity and wanted to make sure that she was still able to push herself forward. Do you feel that she has
Yeah.
done that with Glue Song, which was like a Valentine's Day release?
Yeah, I think it's like a fun little one-off track. But I like how it reminds me of A Brief Inquiry from the 1975, that sound where it has a lot of horns in the background. Where it's sounds like a song you would hear in a cafe,
Hmm.
right? Like you're sipping on a cappuccino, kind of chilling. It's all nice outside, and you hear this. I like it because it's not like stuff that she's made before in that way, with at least some of the instrumentation throughout the song. But I think I'm always worried with beabadoobee because I'm when it's artists I really like, I'm always holding my breath of like, is this going to be the bad one? Is this going to be the bad one? And she keeps like proving me wrong in that regard. And even with little one-off tracks like this, she's still pushing herself forward. So I like Gluson. I think it's good.
Oh no, I really liked it, and I felt that she was pushing herself forward in that. Definitely, folks should check out "Glue Song" by beabadoobee if they have not already. And then we also have another indie favorite. This is both Sean and I's favorite. We both brought this onto the podcast. So,
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
but Men I Trust's new single "Ring of Past" is like. I don't want to say return to form because they never left, but like this is a very tried and true like Men I Trust style track where like they're doing indie in their own corner and they are pushing it to the most successful way they possibly can. Like I really have no complaints about this track. It's really
like this
good.
is straight like mix of 2020s indie with 70s funk. And I love the cover for this, the single cover where it's people roller skating, because that is absolutely the theme of the song. Like it sounds like you're at the roller rink just skating backwards, doing some fun shit. Yeah, that's exactly what this sounds like. I love the bass line of the song too, so it's great.
Yeah, that bass line is sensational. I love the again, it's maybe just Sean and I's bias having roller rink experiences in our background, but it's a really solid track and hopefully indicative of what Men I Trust has coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
And lastly, we have A&W by Lana Del Rey, the second track released as a single from Lana Del Rey. But of course, we don't care because this is Audioface. The Audioface rule is that we already reviewed one of the first early Lana Del Rey singles from this new kind of like rollout project. And, every once in a while, we love to remind you of one of the many Audioface rules, which is that if we reviewed one single, then we will stop. We will wait as best as we can until we can hear the entire album. Because too often have we had the entire album of an artist coming out spoiled by their singles rollout. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to mimic that. And so because we already reviewed, I believe, did you know there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? I almost remember we talked about that because we had a lot of takes about that being LA locals. We are going to leave the rest of our judgment of the Lana Del Rey record to the Lana Del Rey record itself. And we're not going to indulge the new singles, even though I definitely want to, even as a Lana Del Rey hater. But again, we will wait until the album comes out, and then we will decide if Dan is still a hater or not. So, yeah, those are the new singles. Thank you very much. Please listen to Heaven by Niall Horan, Glue Song by beabadoobee, and Ring of Past by Men I Trust. All very good songs. And, perhaps A&W by Lana Del Rey. Maybe it's a good song. Maybe it's a bad song. We don't know. We will talk about it when we review Lana Del Rey's eventual album later this year. Audioface is accepting new advertising opportunities, so email info@syndicate23.co. There's a couple people I need to get back to. I need to figure out if y'all spam or not. So please email there, and we'll figure out if advertising opportunities make sense. If you want to avoid all of these advertising opportunities, you can support Syndicate 23 and what we're doing by going to join.syndicate23.co. By the time this comes out, maybe some people will have seen my grand sort of Democracy Now! Is one of the few leftist institutions. The Young Turks, as flawed as it is, and as flawed Democracy Now! is one of the few leftist institutions. We need to create more leftist, modern media institutions to, just protect the ideology and keep the streets real and keep that voice to the public. Right. So please support Syndicate 23 if you are not already. It will help us grow and reach that ultimate vision of changing political discourse one leg at a time. So content.syndicate23.co or join.syndicate23.co. One or both of those work to join and become a part of all this stuff. Power Report Live. I'm actually going to be releasing a pre-recorded Power Report episode with a TikToker that I work have seen a lot of his work and I really appreciate it. He is working a lot with the people who are most affected in East Palestine, Ohio, by the train crashes and collapses that have been happening. And so we did an episode with him. We'll be releasing that very soon. Check out powerreport.world or youtube.com/Dan from the internet for those things. And that's part of the Syndicate 23 network that you can support and also view the archives of. Again, join.syndicate23.co or content.syndicate23.co. And then thank you to the Audioface team who makes this all happen, who helps support this. Austin and Kyle, who help with the pre and post production. And then Peter, who helps master this episode and makes it sound as nice as possible for the podcast and video VOD audience. Check out PJS at PJS Mixed It on Insta for any of your podcast or music editing or mastering needs to make it sound nice and spicy.